if you don't know who you're speaking to, you're really going to struggle. And if you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one.
Okay, Dain Walker, Dain. Exma Miami, Exma Mexico, and now Exma Bolivia. How do you feel with the experience as a speaker?
I feel phenomenal. I think as a speaker here at Exma, I've experienced Mexico City, Miami together with you, and also here in Bolivia. And every time I've been to an Exma event, in my opinion, it's leaps and bounds beyond other events I speak at. I think the main reason is the team behind the scenes, everyone from people that put the merchandise together and the people that welcome people at the door, you and the media and the speakers. For me, you guys make it feel excellent. Like, it's not an event, it's a phenomenal event. And I think what makes an event work is the people that build it. Every single person behind the scenes has passion and heart and enthusiasm, and they want to make this thing as good as possible. As a speaker myself, I feel that, the events feel exciting. They feel like people are very engaged. When I come to speak at a lot of events, oftentimes I feel that people aren't always fully engaged, but every single person from the front to the back of the room are like writing notes and they're here to learn. Back to the branding, I think what Exma's done a great job with its branding is it's built itself around the predominant focus of what people need to do to build a business. They need to network, they need to learn how to market, they need to learn how to brand themselves, and they need to learn how to find their own inspiration. Because it's great you can see an inspirational speaker from the stage, but isn't it better if you can wake up in the morning yourself and have your own inspiration? I think Exma does a great job explaining that, sharing that, promoting that, and people get what they pay for. Oftentimes at these events, people get sold to, and you guys are just giving what you promised you were going to give them.
And with this inspiration, for example, you see your face in different advisory and Dain Walker, and this is a new way of edutainment, education with entertainment.
Yeah, I think it's a new wave of entertainment. Like, it's really weird seeing myself on billboards and media, and I joke all the time that when I first turned a camera on and I started talking down the barrel of the camera, I got what I call camera-itis. And camera-itis for me is when the camera's on, you're like, what do I say? What do I do with my hands? I was incredibly awkward. I'm naturally introverted. But what I found was, like, producing media as a speaker, as a content creator, a podcaster, whatever it is that you're doing, it's like learning how to play an instrument. If you try to pick up a guitar and you've never played guitar before, you don't know how to strum or you don't know what to do with your fingers. And for weeks, you're crap. And I think what Exma does as an event and as a brand is it trains speakers. It helps build their confidence, their body language, their voice, their tonality, their gestures, how they put the construct of a story together. Exma does a great job facilitating and training and enhancing speakers. It does a great job of making sure that every single person in the audience gets the maximum amount of value from the speakers. And it ensures that it safeguards that people aren't being sold to. We're not trying to manipulate anyone. You guys are just trying to give value. So for me as a creator, I think, Exma's done a wonderful job really creating a platform where a speaker like myself can just have the opportunity to connect with people, give them value, and know that they're having a good time, and knowing that the next speaker after me and the speaker before me have also honored that system.
And with your conference, Unleash the Power of the Branding, what do you want the people to take action to the branding, to apply the branding in your life?
The thing I want people to do, and the reason I'm here, is because, I make a lot of money in my business. This for me is play. And I think I get so much joy and fulfillment out of seeing people have that aha moment when they go from I'm stuck to if I do that, I can succeed. And for me, the biggest thing I want to give to the audience is the self-esteem that they can start. Not be great, just start. Because I think if you were to go to the gym tonight and it's the first time you've ever been to a gym, you can't walk into the gym and expect to be amazing.
Yeah.
You look at the equipment, you're like, I don't know what that machine does. I don't know how to lift that weight. That guy's scary. I don't know where I am. I don't know what to do, where to start. It's overwhelming, and business can feel like that. But what you have to do is just first put yourself in the ring. put yourself in the gym and show up every day. And for some people, getting in the gym is just networking.
Yeah.
For other people, it's making phone calls and sending emails. Whatever your gym is in your business, I just want people to get in the gym and put in the reps, because oftentimes we can talk a lot about what we need to do, but I want to get people taking action. The biggest thing I try to get the audience to do is to actually step into their greatness and do the activity, because you can plan on going to the gym as much as you want, but until you get in the gym and start doing the reps, nothing happens, because we spend too much time talking and not enough time doing the reps. It's the ugly, tedious, difficult, frustrating, hard things that are going to make you the money. And it's like, planning is hard.
Yeah.
Doing the action is hard. Just pick the right hard. The right hard is not planning. The right hard is doing the work. Because if you fail and you make mistakes, you learn. I don't know one business owner I've met, and the more successful they are, the more they've failed. Like, I'm talking about like people that are starting in business are scared of failure. People that have been in business and are now billionaires, like, oh, I've been bankrupt 7 times. I've had thousands of moments of failure and people that are disappointed in me and all the rest of it. If you can embrace failure and just go, failure is a part of the recipe. It's like baking a cake. Failure is the eggs and the milk that make the cake, rise. And if you can overcome that fear and just get to work on doing the activity, before you know it, you're making money. Before you know it, you're not scared anymore. Before you know it, you're actually growing your company.
Day for day.
Yeah.
Okay, then, and for example, in Exma, how
Yeah.
we can grow 10 times more with the branding?
There's 2 things I think Exma can do.
Yeah.
Number 1 is with the branding, Exma's doing a great job promising what the experience is and then delivering that experience. Does a great job doing that. I think what Exma should do is they should sell the next event at this event. So when I worked in the event space, I talked to a guy who was a billionaire who owned an event company. And in the year, every year he would run 80 to 120 events all over the world. And most of those events had between 2,000 to 5,000 people. And what he taught me was, at the events, at the end, make sure everyone in the room commits to making their life great. And their commitment is proving that they're all in, because they buy a ticket then for the next event. Then they try to get those people to bring more people. And then the game is, hey, did you have a great experience? I had a great experience. Okay, there's 1,600 people in the room. Who would like to see 3,000 people at the next event? And they're like, yeah. It's like, okay, here's the ticket, early bird special, it's discounted. If you buy a ticket now, and this is what he would do, is when you would buy a ticket on your phone, then and there, he gave you 10 minutes to buy a ticket, and then the discount ended. But when you bought a ticket, your name would be displayed on the screen, and everyone was celebrating, everyone making a commitment. So my biggest advice is try to get into the rhythm of selling the next event at this event.
Yes, thank you. And 3 tips for final space. 3 tips for our community that a new brand, maybe how can it start with the branding in a new brand?
3 tips to starting a new brand. Number 1 is identify who your target audience is. If you don't know who your audience is, you're gonna really struggle to build your company. It's like trying to wear a blindfold and hit the dartboard. It's crazy. Like, know the target. This type of customer with this type of problem in this type of predicament, whatever that is. Usually it's like, how old are they? Where do they work? What kind of income do they make? What's their hobbies, their habits, their behavior? How do they see the world? What's their moral compass? What are they scared of? And finally, the first step is like, what are their challenges and what can I help them do to solve those challenges? So first is, who am I speaking to? Because if you don't know who you're speaking to, you're really going to struggle. And if you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. Number 2 is know why you're doing it. If you're building a business to make money, it's not very attractive for the target audience. So in the audience's mind, now you know who they are. Why should they care that your brand and your company exists? If it's not a compelling reason, they're not going to buy anything. You have to give them an emotional drug that if they buy it, something cool happens. They become more they get to signal, like if you buy a nice pair of Tommy Hilfiger shoes, how does that make you feel?
Okay.
Right? So you don't buy the shoes, you buy the feeling. If you buy an Apple Watch, sure, you might be like, I want to keep the time, but you could buy a $20 Casio. Why an Apple Watch? The feeling, it's a signal. The second thing is why. The third thing is, okay, how do we make sure we're in front of them consistently? By producing media. So step one, my target audience. Step two, this is why I exist. Step three, I have to get in front of them. You can pay for marketing or you can produce content for free, right? When your parents went home at night to, finish their job, my mother and my father couldn't go on the internet and build a business. But we can. We can do it by pulling our phone out of our pocket and going, I'm starting a business.
Yeah.
The distance between a decision and building a company today is like a minute. You could start a company in the next minute. Be like, I'm starting a company about X and I'm going to do this for this target audience. Like, it doesn't take long to have the idea. So I think target audience, knowing why you're doing it and knowing exactly how I can get myself in front of them.
Thank you, Dave. See you in the new Exma. What is the new project? What is the new project with Exma?
What am I doing next with Exma? So the next event?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next event I'm speaking at, I believe, is Ecuador. And then we're going to Colombia, which I'm excited to see all of Latin America, man. I love Mexico. I love Bolivia, Chile, Peru, but I'm excited for Ecuador and Colombia.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.